How's it going, YouTube? I'm back with another full-time camper living video. I appreciate any and all the support and the views and the likes and the comments on all my camper videos. Keep it up. I'm trying to get to the 500 subscriber mark and just grow this channel as quick as I can. I appreciate all the love and support. I'm back with you today. Hopefully the wind's not too bad. It's beautiful out today. I think it's in the 50s here in Missouri. But I did a poll on my page to see what next camper video everybody wanted to see was, and you all wanted a full camper tour. So here we are on the outside. We'll start. I'll just step by step kind of run through all the areas of my camper, some of the features on it, and any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. So here we go. I will give you the run through. We'll be back with you in a moment. Real quick, I do want to address something. I've had several views on a lot of my camper videos, but one in particular is completely blown up. For me, it's blown up for being a new channel. I'm almost at 45,000 views on that camper video alone. I know putting myself out there, I'm going to get some feedback, positive. Most of it's positive. I don't really want to address too much of the negative, but I will say a couple things. I understand my appearance and how I look. I'm very secure and happy in that. So if you want to say something about my tattoos, about how I look, I've already been called a freak show. I know putting myself out there, I'm going to get some of that. It doesn't affect me too greatly at all. So if you are one of those people, exit left. Don't care to hear your feedback on my appearance, how I look, my lifestyle, anything. This is for full-time camper living. And that's what it's about. So any haters, now's your time. Say good, thanks for showing up, being here. But if you feel like putting nasty comments about my appearance, anything, I'm not even entertaining it. Don't want you here. So you can keep moving. So I'll get into it now. That's my little disclaimer for the video. I appreciate you all very much. So much love and support on here. Greatly appreciate it. Love you all. Oh, one other thing besides that. That's the last time I'm going to address that. You all heard it. It's how I feel about that. My appearance, how I look, my lifestyle. Just keep it pushing. If you want to hate on my setup, what I got going on, if I'm doing something stupid and you see it, feel free to comment on that. It opens up a dialogue, a banter. I've gotten some great ideas on things, and tape for the skirting, stuff with the propane tank. I've had phenomenal feedback on that sort of thing. So feel free to hate on all that and just throwing out ideas. This is why I'm doing this. Just bouncing ideas off people that are more experienced than me, or people that have questions for me. I can dive into a little bit deeper. So continue to hate on that if you wish. Anyway, I'm finally getting into it. Here we go. All right. Again, this is a 247 Bunkhouse Transcend. It's a Grand Design model, 4-season camper. Here's the front. I got my 2 propane bottles that it came with, and it does come with the electric jack. I bought this cover for the electric jack on Amazon. Waterproof, everything, weatherproof. It is extremely helpful. So this is what it comes with, electric jack. It's just running off the battery. And this particular model does have a solar panel up top, which I'll go into further about that. Another little thing I got, I am going to go through some of the little upgrades I did. This is just a little clamp piece that helps you store your chains, just keeps it tidy. It came with that little cap for my trailer hookup. That's really nice. Next, here is the battery. I keep it cinched down on here, so this protector. I did have somebody in the comments ask what particular battery I have. This is just the battery that it came with. This is a interstate battery. This is dual purpose. I'm not really seeing the size, or I guess I just don't know where to look for that. So if you all see it, feel free to comment, but that's where that is stored. Like I said, this does have a solar panel up on the roof. I have had several instances where the power got tripped, or the power did go out during a storm when I was in Iowa, and I still had lights. Was able to use a lot of the outlets for charging everything like that. The only thing that just kind of cuts out is obviously your air conditioner, your heater, your microwave. Those kinds of things are not going to function just off of the solar panel alone. I'm certain that you could get enough of a battery bank and put extra solar panels on there. I haven't had a need to do so. I do want to get a generator just kind of as a backup. I don't feel the need right now to expand my solar setup, because if power does go out, it does pretty great. I mean, you still have lights, you still able to charge all your stuff, so that is a great feature about this particular camper. Next thing, I kind of threw, I'll do this as a dual video, some of my little upgrades too, as well as a tour, but I got the little peel and stick levels there. Really helpful when you're trying to level up your camper and you're doing it by yourself. You can just take a step and glance and not have to go in and look at the level on the floor. I am going to show you the basement area. It is a bit of a mess. I have on order from Amazon a really nice, beautiful organizational system for all my hoses and my electrical wire, all that stuff. All the sewer pipe that I do use, I store in my bumper, which I'm not going to be able to show you because it is boxed in with my skirting at the moment. But here is the basement area. You have 2 outlets built in there, which is great to have for external heat. I have a heater underneath the camper that I can plug up there. I haven't really had to use the cable or satellite. We have the T-Mobile home internet, so you can kind of just take it wherever you want. There's your freshwater fill, your city water. The mud is relentless out here. My sister and brother-in-law, I'm all set up out here, and it's new construction, so there's not grass and the mud gets ridiculous. But this is your battery disconnect, so if I'm traveling down the road, I do disconnect that, take that off. Moving back here, we have the inlet for my gray water for my kitchen sink. That's where that comes in at. This is just the exit area, the venting area for the furnace. That is for the fridge, the little hood there. This does have a flush for your black tank, which is phenomenal. I don't do it every single time. I'll do it about every other time. Just, I don't like to be that wasteful with a ton of water, and it doesn't get too terrible that many times. So I'll do it every other time. Hook up the water hose, a different water hose to that. That's just a tip as well. Don't use your drinking water hose for your black tank flushing system. It's kind of obvious, but you know, not everybody may think of that. And then we will go around to the other side. Preparation is key, folks. I took this out of my basement area. The wind is crazy today. I just journeyed across the sea of mud to retrieve it. Think ahead. I forgot to show my little flash of stickers. I like to kind of make my camper unique and spruce it up. Probably my favorite one, if I can get to it from back here. You gotta love that. Anyway, moving on to the front and the other side of the basement area. I need to get the basement area together. I used to, once upon a time, this thing used to be so organized, so pristine, and then after traveling and you're using the stuff and you're rearranging, you're just throwing stuff in here. So I have a little toolbox over there, some boxes for electrical stuff, some stuff for my Blackstone grill. There's still plenty of room in here if needed. I love the basement area. I do wish that there was another one on the back. That would be great, but that is the only basement area I have in this particular camper. Got to take off my muddy shoes here. You have, and there's an area for an outdoor TV. This is your antenna for that. And then you do have an outdoor outlet as well, which I've used quite a bit. We kind of spruced it up and put Christmas lights on it for Christmas and did all that. This has seen better days. It's been through a lot of storms. I'll put it up and store it, but it's another Amazon buy, all-weather little table for when we have our chairs. I keep my chairs stored quite a bit, so I'm not bringing them in and out whenever it storms or rains or does any of that. And then this area here is just where your water heater is. I need to kind of open that up and inspect. I know that some of these models have what do they call them? Anodes, something like that you do have to switch out. I need to dive down that rabbit hole and just make sure I'm good on that front. I do have 2 outdoor speakers, which I've used frequently. Awesome to have. That little light is really nice to have as well. It puts out some light, but it's not overwhelming. Or when I was at the campsite, I left that on quite a bit, and it wasn't bright enough that, you know, it's ticking people off or anything, but it's nice to have a little bit of light out here. So we will go inside. As soon as you walk in, you got your shoe cubby area, which has been amazing. Pretty much all the shoes. The only thing I have trouble with is like my work boots and stuff. Keeping those stowed away, it takes up a lot of space, but that is both of our shoes right there. Plenty of storage. The main reason that I went with this particular camper is the amount of storage that it has. It does not have a slide out. I did that intentionally because I didn't want the extra weight. I am pulling it with my half-ton truck. I didn't want to, and with being in it full time, I'm going to have more stuff in here. I didn't want to have to worry about towing capacity. I'm well within my range for tow capacity as it sits now. So I didn't want that slide out for that reason. I mean, it's going to give you maybe another 1.5 feet, 2 feet or so room. In hindsight, a lot of the ones that have the slide out have a way better couch and recliner area. That is the only thing that I would love to have different in here, is a different couch. It's not terrible, but we really don't spend a lot of time sitting and watching TV from the couch. I'll game from it sometimes, but a majority of the time we're either sitting at the dinette or chilling in bed watching TV. Those are really kind of the only places that we just sit and chill. I got 2 drawers. I'm not going to open every drawer because some are neat and tidy and some are a catastrophe, and I don't want to expose myself. I got a junk drawer here. This is my silverware and can opener, all those sorts of things. Nice countertop space. A lot of times it collects keys and wallets, and this is kind of our dump station for our daily stuff. Or if it's cleared off, sometimes we use it when we're cooking for extra counter space. It's nice to have that extra little area. Got my dehumidifier going. A lot of condensation in the winter, so we try to keep that going all the time. This is kind of a mess, but I can't come up with a better system. This is kind of the catch-all for the electrical plugs. I do wish that there was another electrical outlet under the dinette, but this is where a lot of any of my computer charging, any of the stuff that we're using to charge kind of ends up here. And I have to have all this for my radio for work and all that. But going back, command strips are phenomenal. I use them for everything, and you're going to see here in a moment. But this is where we keep our keys and the dog leash, all that sort of thing. Another little great thing, the command strips up here. Keep all the towels and dishcloths, and there's not really a good drawer space for some of the larger kitchen utensils, so I just use that. The sink is great. It's good size. I mean, it has stained a little bit, but, you know, you scrub it and a lot of that stuff comes out. But it also drops down. You got a regular flow, and then you kind of have your sprayer as well. Dish rack for drying. I got my ice maker because I'm an ice chomper. It's one of my most hated qualities, I would say. I can't help it. That was a Christmas present one year. This is a game changer. I'm kind of a coffee snob as well. So we got the Ninja. I do like tea. Got that going. I installed a little knife rack up here. My future mother-in-law gave me a beautiful set of knives, so I didn't want them getting banged up and destroyed in the drawer, so I put that up there. They're not terribly long screws. I didn't want to obviously screw into the refrigerator. Got just my coffee grinder, my coffee storage. The microwave is plenty big for everything that we need. We store our towels and pot holders and stuff up there. I'm not going to go through each of the cabinets, but this is just where we put a lot of our food, our bread, all that sort of thing. And then we got dishes and glasses. I did put these little baskets in here so I didn't have to worry about when we're hauling and moving all the glasses banging around. So I have a couple of them up there to kind of help from having to do all that. One feature that I didn't think would be that awesome, they have a little built-in spice rack down here. This thing is, you don't realize how much space spices and everything like that takes up. So this frees up a ton of cabinet space to be able to throw those spices down there. It's been really great. I put the trash can and cleaning supplies in there. I just have some of my bigger pots and Instapot in this cabinet. Down here we just got a drawer with pots and pans. That cabinet under there is all like Tupperware, the bigger mugs and cups, stuff like that that we use. This is also an amazing feature. It's a pet drawer, and it's labeled as a pet drawer, and we definitely use it as that. So it's usually out. I just put it in for the purpose of the video today, but that's nice to be able to tuck back in there and get through here if you got stuff going on, you're moving stuff in and out. Alright, next we'll just go ahead and knock out the bedroom area, and I'll show you some of that. I mean, some of it's a mess. We do the best we can. I said command strips are our best friend. Winter time is tough for storage of clothes, and this is a perfect example of that. It's completely overloaded with hoodies and jackets and all that sort of thing. We keep mops and everything like that hooked up here, but most of it's just hoodies and jackets. I have way too many hats, and I got sick of just stacking them up and throwing them in the closet, so we just threw some command strips up here to store those. And this is a majority of their life is chilling on the bed. I joke and say this is where the babies go for the winter. Isn't it, Oso? Oso, la pata. Dame la pata. He's a good baby. Alright. One of the biggest complaints, I guess, is, man, it's just clothes storage. I try not to have a lot, but since I've been living in it, I have accumulated. A lot of times we'll kind of do a switch over from winter clothes to spring clothes or summer clothes, and there's storage. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to disturb the baby. There's a lift. No. The bottom portion of the bed lifts up, and we store a lot of extra clothes or bags or backpacks and stuff like that. So we'll take some of our summer clothes and put them under there to store. But storage is definitely a struggle for clothes in this camper. We got the baskets. It looks like a mess. Oh, so quit. The baby wants attention. Anyway, we have the baskets up there, and realistically, I would love to put a curtain up to kind of hide that, but we try to keep it as organized as possible. I am not opening my closet. It just has the bar across the top. It doesn't have shelves, so I end up not really hanging up a ton of my clothes. I'll hang up my nicer clothes to the right, and then a lot of it is just folded jeans, and I just stack them up on the other side of it, so I don't want to expose myself in my closet either. My girlfriend's is far more organized and beautiful, but that'll be for another time. But I do wish that they just had shelves built in there and not the actual rod, because it is a pain. And then I just have the catch-all of all my stuff and medicine and keys and you name it, it's back in that cubby hole. They do have a backing plate on that wall that you're able to put a TV mount, so I did utilize that. We did hang up some command strips and a hook up top for my girlfriend's jackets and hoodies just because it got overwhelming just all being in one area. We installed some of the LED strip lights that are pretty cool. We did all around the top. I don't have the remote for it, but that's kind of nice because this particular light under here is blinding. You feel like you're being interrogated when you turn it on. It's not the best bed light system. We put a fan over there in the corner, which is pretty great to have in the warmer months. The AC keeps up pretty good with it, but that's nice to have in the summertime to get just a little extra airflow. Another issue is at the bottom of this, there's a plastic piece that keeps the door from coming out. A lot of times that gets bumped down and that door will just free swing open. That's kind of a pain to readjust. So that is kind of an issue that's come up with this camper. I thought at first the refrigerator was going to be too small, but it does pretty good. You just have to go to the grocery store more often, but there's, you know, quite a bit of space in here. I use those little plastic trays to help organize a lot of stuff as well. And then we use the drawer for more of the lettuce and salads and vegetables and lunch meat. The freezer is probably a disaster. Yeah, it's a complete disaster, but it keeps up with it really well. I mean, it's pretty stocked full. We keep a little ice tray here. It's stocked full, but it keeps everything frozen pretty well. Over here, these dinette seats, they come out, they flip over, they have a different design. With the animals, I don't like using that side because I know it'll get tore up, Petey will claw it up, and it'd be a muddy mess. It's a constant fight. But those completely comes out, and there's a plywood piece. There's extra storage down there. I honestly don't even think I have anything down there at the moment. He had to follow him. He just wants to get attention. This drawer here just has trash bags, pet supplies, pet food, stuff like that. I did modify the table. My dad does barnwood furniture, so I reap the benefits of that a lot. The one it came with is just really wide. It's not conducive for chubby people. Now, I could fit in there, but it was tight and uncomfortable, so we just kind of slimmed it down and made it shorter here just so you have more room to walk through here when you're walking through. I am so proud of this plant here. I got that last Easter from my aunt, and she's still alive. And then over here, I keep this drawer mostly for office supplies, office equipment, chargers, you know, bills, all that stuff stays under there. Up here is we use baskets and containers just to keep all the glass stuff organized when you're moving. Then you don't have to go in there and move it all around and worry about it bumping together and spilling and all that. So we use quite a bit of those. And then this is the speaker system in here. You got indoor speakers and outdoor. It's got Bluetooth. You hook up to it. My girlfriend uses that a ton to blast music in here, so it's pretty decent sound system. Up here, I got my PlayStation tucked in there, but this is the TV that it came with. It's a good size. It swings out. I'm not going to do it because my PlayStation will fall, but this swings out and moves, so if my nieces stay the night, they like to sleep in the bunk, and you can swing that, and they can use that TV. And then this, I just have a lot of my PlayStation games and just cords and charging stuff. And over here, we got the couch that I do not care for. And underneath, there's two storage areas that I've put. This is a tip somebody gave me off of one of my camper life Facebook groups, but I took these drawers from those plastic drawer systems, slid that in there. That way when you want to get something out, you just have to pull that out, slide it out, and do what you're gonna do. That's kind of a makes it easier access. So we keep extra bags, all these bags, extra cleaning supplies, overflow of toilet paper, paper towels, all that sort of thing. I will go ahead and move this to kind of show you what this does, which this is nice. Again, when my nieces want to stay the night, anything like that, we, this whole couch rolls over. You flip this bar down, and then it's an extra leg to support. And then we'll just like line the back with pillows and kind of just have movie nights in here. So that is one good thing about it. Because it doesn't have the nice big recliners, you can still kind of have a cool little chill spot in here whenever there's company or kids or whatever's going on. It also does have the drop down cup holder. And then I don't even know how this happened, but it's almost, I don't know if water got on it or what, but that's just completely like raised up, chipped off. I don't even know when that happened. I use these little Velcro pieces here to put on the back of the remote, and then I hang the remote up there just so we don't lose it. It's kind of nice to have. You got an outlet there. Again, I'm not going to open these, but this is the selling point for me on this camper. It's just the storage. I prefer the storage over the extra walking space. Most of the slide outs are not going to have... I don't know if they have the storage up here or not. If you guys have a similar model with a slide out, let me know if it has the storage up there. I can't remember. I want to say it doesn't. But that's 3 extra spaces for books or office stuff, and we have flour and sugar and animal treats we keep up there. That's nice to have. And then I know that the ones with the slide outs do not have that underneath storage. I absolutely love this thing. This is my vacuum, and then I just mounted it onto the bathroom door just because I got an outlet right there to charge it. Pretty convenient and nice, but yeah, that's great to have. And when I open the door, it swings out and it clears that enough that you can fully open the bathroom door. This here is Narnia. We're not going to explore Narnia today, but I have animal food, extra blankets. That is the catch-all area, but that would be why there's a curtain there. I do like the skylights here. Lets a lot of natural light in. It's nice to have. And then this is one of my biggest modified areas because the camper came with a bottom bunk. Kind of a sad story with that a little bit. That was my dog Zeus's chill spot. If you guys have seen the tattoo on my arm, you have seen Zeus, but that's my boy right there. But unfortunately, he passed away, but this was his favorite spot to go, and I just was emotional, and this whole area reminded me of him, so I was emotional one day, and I just got a saw and just started cutting plywood, and I kind of did a hack job a little bit, because down here you can see where my saw hit when I was getting the plywood out of there. But this whole boxed in area has the water heater and all that stuff, so I just left that alone. I mean, as much as I could. I hit a couple spots, but really from like here you can't even tell. But my dad made a little topper for that area, and he made it in his shop. We just carried it out and slid it on top of that boxed in area. And then we just connected a piece of wood and then put the supports under there across to complete the desk area. I think it looks pretty nice. It's pretty sweet. My girlfriend works from home, so it is kind of overwhelmed with stuff, but like this is completely her spot in her area too. Oh, really, PD? Right now, dude? He kills me. I'll come back when he's done doing his business. I can't show you under here while I'm sitting here waiting on Pete. We put a little basket in there with dog toys, and cat toys and stuff, which just kind of tucks up there. Nobody really sits on that far side. We either just sit here or here. The struggle with pets. I've tried and tried and tried to keep PD from stopping doing this. I mean, I guess at least he's doing it on this piece, but he's clawing at it quite a bit. But at least this piece would come off separate, and you could probably get that replaced pretty easy, but that is PD's makeshift scratch post, unfortunately. But he hasn't really done it on the couches and any other area like that, so I mean, it could be worse. Alright, Pete has done his business. But I did have this as my game room before this became Bree's little office area, and I did the lights up top, put the little spot, so this is her gaming area now, and I got the little strip for the headset and the gaming monitor, so it's kind of a cool little vibe in here if you're sitting and gaming, or I've watched movies in here too. But yeah, this is the kind of pet storage for the food. That's Oso's food. We got Petey's litter in the back. We put Petey's food up top. The litter bit box kind of just tucked in the corner as much as we could to kind of hide it. So really the last thing is the bathroom area. And I have a completely hate-hate relationship with the storage in the bathroom. Those are so far back in there, and it's so hard to find a container that's that long and that thin to slide back in there. I wish that they made them. Maybe I just haven't found them. If you have any suggestions for that, put a comment down below. This is one of my more favorite decor pieces in the camper. But not the biggest bathroom, but really, I mean, there's plenty of room. The shower doesn't feel as small as what you would expect. But I got a little extra heater down there. And then I hooked it up to a remote outlet that I have a remote, so I can turn that on and off. I have the remote in the bedroom, so if I'm about to take a shower or something and it's the winter, I'll fire that up and get it kind of toasty in here, because we do keep this door closed a lot of the time and it gets chilly in here. So I'll throw that heater on before I come in here and take a shower and get it nice and toasty. Here's another thermometer. I just keep track of what it is in here. Always interrupting these babies. So under here we just keep the trash for bathroom trash, and then I do have extra little the chemicals we put in the black tank. Whenever you drain it, we keep that back there as well. And then I'm not going to show you that. It's not good. I have a shelf, she has a shelf, and it's literally just stacked on top of each other. Towel hooks. We put extra towel hooks up here because I was showing on that video of how this board has warped because of I believe it was from the moisture of the wet towels we were hanging up. So when the towels are wet, we just throw them on this little towel rack here. And then we combat stripped a little shower caddy organizer. That's nice to have. It has never fallen off. When we are moving it, I will take that off and put it just in the bottom of the shower, but we have an overflow of shower products. A nice little upgrade that I did. I would highly recommend that be the first thing that you do, but they sell these at Walmart, I think, too. But it's the Oxygenics Body Spa. That's great. It conserves water, and it puts out way more water pressure than what came with the camper. So I did put that in, and there's a spot to feed it through, and I had it through there, but when I take this off, it was a pain in the butt, so I just kept it outside of there. And then this is so nice to have. Gives you extra headspace because I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'10". My head doesn't go all the way to the top, honestly, but when I'm standing up in here fully, my head is like right below the shower nozzle. But that's just makes you feel like you got more room. During the day, you get a lot of natural light in here, so that is a nice feature as well. Alright guys, so that concludes the full camper tour of my 247 bunkhouse Transcend. Hopefully I didn't yammer and ramble on too much. I'm just kind of showing the main features of the camper and kind of some of the modifications we've done and just the way we have things set up that has worked for us. The biggest thing with this is the storage. I absolutely love the storage. The solar, phenomenal. The size of it, I mean, it doesn't feel too small. There's two of us. Oso's almost 100-pound dog, and Pete, and I don't ever feel overly claustrophobic in here. I just don't. It would be nice to have the slide out for the better couch and some extra moving around room, but overall, I'm so happy with this purchase. I'm so happy with this camper. It's done great in the winter. It's done really, really well for us. I love all the storage. I love everything about this camper. There's some things that I would have changed, and I have done modifications to it, obviously. But overall, this has been a phenomenal camper. If you have any questions, if I missed anything that you're wanting to know about this particular camper, throw a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Don't forget to like and comment. Subscribe if you haven't. I have a lot of other content going on or coming up in the future. So I'm going to do some more camper videos coming up. Comment what you guys would like to see on that as well. But anyway, appreciate you making it to the end. Staying tuned and all the love and positive feedback. You all have a beautiful day.